Oh, whoa. I think it's time for a pre-Bloodborne Toblerone. What do you think? Sunday night, so I figure why not sit back and watch the attract mode video once again. Give us an appreciation for what this game really wants to be, which is fucking unnerving. This is why I bring a Toblerone. Toblerone is the lore hunter's candy because it has the hidden bear in the mountain, like a glyph. Baby crib. That's where I keep my baby. Right in the middle of the street. I like to revisit this the more you play. See what all you can pick up. It's obviously reminiscent of the first street with the big mob. Still stumps me why the hunter's mutilating a dog there. Like, does it want dog pelt? Is it hiding the body? What's going on? Wants to drink some blood? Get some bloodshot eyeballs? You killer rat. Plague-ridden rat. Of course, the hunter got to get yoinked too. So I think this is inside the Grand Cathedral. Maybe not. Could be a child's dungeon with a tree right behind. Or the real world. Or I guess it could be Hunter's Nightmare. Gotta play online. Gotta get those sweet, sweet messages from people. Like, hey Hunter, try finger butthole. Thank you, Hunter. There's two dudes named Hunter who play hockey. Wanna hunt some beasts? Yeah, let's hunt some beasts, Hunter. Sweet, Hunter. Alright, so, tonight, I'll be exploring the Hypogean Jail. First, though, let's see where I am with souls. 4,000, not a lot. Okay, so on to Cathedral Ward. Yeah. Cathedral Ward? Yes, yes. Alright, we've just defeated the Bloodstar Beast. We do have Chalice Dungeons, if we want. We have the first ritual completed on the first altar. But I always like to see if the Bagman shows up. And get to the Hypogean Jail as fast as possible. I'm thinking that Bloodstar Beast triggers the Bagman. Okay, we're going to want... Now we don't really need shining coins. More pebbles. Let's get the Blood of Ariana up in here so that we can get a third transfusion from her quick. Alright, now let's see if my ears were just playing tricks on me. So this guy's still here. That's normal. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I don't see any crows. This is a good sign. Alright, y'all. I am a pro gamer, but I'm trying to lose here. Okay, I'm trying to lose. I'm better than this. So notable that this is where you found Madman's Insight earlier. And this is a very significant gameplay mechanic. Hey, one of my notes was rated fine. Look on the bright side. This is a great demonstration of how even the placement of items like Madman's Insight, which give you insight, don't just give you insight as a currency, as many games would stop. They would just stop, and if they call it a currency, they'd give you the ability to use that currency on things. But here, the currency is just as much insight about the game world that you yourself have to come to, with the hints that you're getting. Finding Madman's knowledge just lying around a church, when the last one that you were able to find was at the bottom of a rat-infested sewer they had to kill 1 million guys to get to, is suspect. And this is why. Let yourself be killed by this bagman, and you wake up hearing opera singing for the first time, and seemingly in prison. We gain some insight. We lose our echoes. We have to equip our hand lantern, the most disgraceful thing of all. No guards around. Gotta be careful in rooms like this. 6 will have the same description as 7. Alright, a new note. Next to this really fancy lamp, look at this. I'd like the one with 4 additional lamps with weird octopus bulbs on them. Yes, right away. Okay, so madmen toil surreptitiously in rituals to beckon the moon. Uncover their secrets. How are they beckoning the moon? What are they doing to carry out the rituals? These are their secrets. Let's see here. So I think for Adela, I do want to be in some church garb. Nothing to see here, just a member of the church. Hello.
In the name of the healing church, cleanse us of this horrible dream.
Yet more proof that the best way to play this game is with voice lines all the way up. And no fucking HUD. Alright, so she's in terror. It looks like the same thing has happened to her. Which is strange because she's wearing church hunter attire, suggesting that there's no longer an affiliation between those captors, the bagmen, and the church. And that's our second instance of frenzied after the one that we found on the roof. You must accept healing church. Eventually healing church is effective. Great note.
By your garb, the healing church, you've come to save me. Oh, thank you, dear saint. I have no words to express my relief.
You have a lot of words,
You
actually.
can take this, at least. It's sure to please an upstanding member of the church like you.
Terrifying.
Oh, thank you so much, dear gods. Thank you. I was seized on the street by the hulking brute in the cathedral wall.
Same here, honey.
And locked up here. There were many others, but they've been taken away. And
dwindling supply.
I've heard moans echoing in the distance ever since.
Sounds like necromancy to me.
The hunt is on tonight. Then
Pretty terrible hunter if you don't know.
And every door will be shut tight. Perhaps it isn't my place to ask. Do you know somewhere that might take me in?
Oh, I really want to send her to Imposter Yosef for the chapel.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I pray for success on your hunt, kind hunter.
Thank you. I'll see you back there. Where you try to kill my primo blood supply. Shall we wear the robes of the Black Church? I think not. Gascoigne's clothes look too cool. Alright, nothing else down here. Trying to uncover secrets of madmen who toil surreptitiously for the moon. And I've just saved what appears to be either someone not from the church in disguise or a church member that was captured by a bagman that seemed to be doing some weird experiments in these parts of Lamp Town. Hey, there's a Scuttlebones over here, I know it. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Come here, Scuttlebones. Need some twin bloodstone shards. Oh, baby. That's like grave. Alright, this place is pretty tough, but it is good. Good farming. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my HUD, because I need to get a feel for how hard these guys hit. But once I have that, we can go back to pro gamer mode. Just going to walk quietly up these stairs. Pro gamer. Activate the checkpoint. Pro gamer move. It's not flashy, but it's pro, okay? Activate the checkpoint first. Oh, come on. What are y'all talking about something? Alright, let's throw a dinner knife at the nearest bagman. Too far away. That's never gonna work. Let's really do a pitiful amount. Yep. Right up this way, Grandpa. It's time to take your medicine. Go to bed. No, I've told you, you're old and feeble. Your powers don't work anymore. You're always carrying around that bag. And this is why I so cherish the Hunter's Axe. Two strongs and a light. And look at them shards rain down. I think that was 1,400 from one guy. I think what I really want to do is missile these guys so that I can make use of the air room. Let's try to do that. Okay, it was too late, and boy did they hit hard. Just gotta calm down. I'm gonna go ahead and waste a few of those, but see how many more souls I get. So instead of 14, oh come on, 17, not bad. Oh, and see this is why we have come to the right place, baby. More echoes from slain enemies. Big reason this is a great farm spot. Gives you the farm enhancement rune. So let's read that real quick, actually. Moon. Okay, so this is the second one that has had some red coloration in it. And this one looks much like communion in the sort of softness which its original inscription was made. A secret symbol left by Carol. A transcription of moon as spoken by the great ones inhabiting the nightmare. Gain more blood echoes. So it is the moon who is interested in the transfusion of blood echoes. Perhaps a link to the doll. The great ones that inhabit the nightmare are sympathetic in spirit and often answer when called upon. In other words, this is a very useful thing. More power, more strength. Use for this blood. But it comes at a great cost. So we're going to warp back and equip that stat. So we find the moon rune here in the unseen village. So if madmen are toiling surreptitiously, they're working towards a ritual and they need ritual materials. Ritual materials, we know, are lots of blood and body parts. And I'm thinking that they're intentionally spreading beast plagues so that they can go and grab afflicted people and start testing on them. A very grim thing indeed. But driven to do this by the knowledge to ascend and gain more power. Alright, so I think we can remove... I think we can remove Formless Odin, because I kind of do want the double stack when the visceral attack kills. There we go. And we certainly want to fortify our weapon and our axe. Yes. And now that thing needs chunks, so I'm probably safe to start fortifying the pistol. But I need more for that. Cool. Alright, so is Hypogean Jail the first? Yes. Okay, the unseen headstone. Going to jail, going to jail. It's a sequel to Breaking the Law. Yeah, for the longest time when I played this game, I called it Hypogean Gaol. Like a wind or a lady's name. But then, I think I read on Reddit, someone mentioned that that was the Gaelic spelling for the word jail. Like, go to jail. Don't even try to use your grandpa powers on me. Hey, give me a free wind-up. Free wind-up, come on. How much do I get? 15? Not bad. Do a jump move. Damn it. Okay, well, hurt me that time. Just barely. He'll charge up red. I should have scooted in for that. I should probably get used to trying to stagger, or trying to parry them though. For that extra soul bump. Is there a second witch? Is there a second witch? Tell me. Whew, okay, no. Okay, now, I forget if you can unlock either of the doors up here from this side. I think you have to circle around. In fact, I'm almost certain now that you have to circle around. Perhaps this one? Nope. First time we've heard music in a level that we can't tell where it's coming from outside of a boss fight. Hey, buddy. You doing a charge move? I am scared of those. But you stagger easy. $35. Nice. Yeah, you tried to spook me there, didn't you? That's what they call me, the Broadstone Butcher. I guess, maybe, perhaps. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. Alright, so this is the pig pin that really tries to get you. And I don't think this will be operational, but there's a shortcut over here later. Alright, so I think there's some Tonitrus action over at that door, and there's some new armor action down at that door. But I think there's also some Twin Bloodstone shard action around this corner. But it does the classic put two dogs next to it to make it harder thing. Just really gotta let these kids come out. Whew, okay. Alright, let's practice some parry. Yep, no more practice mode. No! God damn, those guys kill you so quick when they're red. I can always count on the Hunter Axe Heavy to clip like 10% of the time. Well, that'll put you in your place. I don't think I'm ready to take on Dark Beast Parl, but I might try it. Really, I just gotta stop trying to heavy attack every single time I get the opportunity. Try to visceral. See an enemy, weird ass see an enemy move? Okay, okay. Come on, give me some parry windows. I want to practice. Come on, Bagman. Okay, you gotta wait till he's in the absolute apex of that punch. Ooh, that hitbox. Alright, well, I might be covered in a little bit of blood. But at least I got those shads and those fluids. Alright, the witch. The witch. Can't get sloppy. Spin move, baby. Give me some eyeballs. So, in all rights, when this first happens to a player, it's one of the most terrifying things, especially because it's the first time you see a pig with some weird ass eye shit going on. Actually, this might be identical to the first pig we meet. Can't stagger that. There we go. Just gotta rely on the stagger potential of the light attacks when transformed. Alright, now where did I die? I think I died over here. I remember it just like it was yesterday. I died right there. Alright, dog mode. Come on, dogs. This really is the most terrifying thing. Put two dogs in front of it. Give me back that sweet, sweet health. Alright, let's try to parry this guy if we can. Didn't clip on that one, did I, buddy? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Okay, okay. Bloodstone shards and my old fluids. Right where I left them. There in a puddle on the ground. Alright, so... Ooh. Am I at 24k, baby? 24k. Not bad. I think I can make it to 30. Alright, I thought that was a bait for witches. Yes, it is all thanks to special item. I quite agree. More frenzied cold blood. A couple of crazy old ladies. With just the most unnerving death lines. So putting two right next to each other is like especially obnoxious. Alright, I think I still own a torch. I do. These guys are particularly sneaky. But provide a nice little source of soul. some bullets. Trying to get us to parry more. Well, call me Matthew Perry. I'm going to parry all up and down the boulevard of France. Yeah, I ain't above it. Oh, come on, come on. You should be dead from that. You should be dead from that. Where is your health? Good God, come on. 27k. 27k. That's alright, I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up. Probably in some witch's eyeball. Oh, man. I really thought that I'd have him with a throwing knife. Alright, can we avoid this guy? Probably not. You dance, but you dance too slow. Alright, lady. Alright, lady. Come try to grab my eyes. God damn it. You do not stagger at that point of impact, do you? This betrays how much I'm relying on the stagger of the heavy attack. These ladies can close some distance. Alright, I think I actually want to go downstairs. I think this would be a quicker way to where my soul puddle is. Also, maybe I can... I think I already found the scuttlebug, didn't I? These witches really try to fuck with you here. Here I am. Oh yeah, you're the one I want. Mm-hmm. Whew. Okay, that was a close one. That was a very close. Let's take out the other witch. Where did she go? I'm too terrified to look for very long. There she is. All the pebbles a man can dream of. Right here in the hidden city. I see why they want to hide it. I see why it's unseen. If everyone knew about this amount of pebbles, well, there'd be a rush. Pebble market would be completely in flux. Alright, now let's take out these sleeper agents. break out the bull paper, boys. Fabric effect. I ain't above the cheese, boy. I am not. I will cheese a tough boy any day. Oh yeah, baby. Still not enough to fell the beast. Ooh, that was close. That could have been a one-shot leap attack. Ooh. Alright, twin shards. Alright, so I don't think that we've read twin shards yet. Let's do that now. Solid shard that forms in cold blood after death. So same thing as bloodstone shard, just depicted as two of them. Fair enough. Alright, so down here is Dark Beast Parl, and this guy, it's not so bad if you come back to him, but is pretty tough early in the game, and I've got 36k in my pocket. Kind of want to spin that. I think before I do, since I've cleared this area, I might also want to grab some of the items that are down here. But first, gotta distract these dogs away. Come on, dog. I must fight you first. God, I'm setting myself up for a classic Anakin situation here. He's even dressed like the Emperor. Lucky that he didn't transform right then and there. Alright, I'm up to 40. This is good. I think if I can handle this pig and several dogs down there, I'll be fine. And then it's just dogs and one other bagman over there on the left. It's two pigs that I need to be afraid of. And also, I can't remember if I killed that witch. Toro, toro. Boom, baby. Give me those fluids. Alright, new note. Behold, a pale blood sky. A pale blood sky. I think that this perhaps means a sky that beckons the pale blood, i.e. the moon scent. I.e. the moon rune that we just picked up. Alright, let's leave that pig down there. I don't want to engage in that sort of pig anxiety. Instead, I'd like to deal with these dogs and get myself some new clothes. Dogs don't like what's going on behind that door, and I've learned to trust dogs in my day. Also, we have 1, 2, 3 madman's knowledge right in front of this door. There's big time secrets behind that door. Alright, we see some of the most spectacularly morbid statues that we have so far. These, at this point, it starts to become too curious, and now one must wonder if these statues serve some sort of purpose, if they're like casted this way because they need, this is like conductive material for ritual. Like, I don't know. It seems like utter madness. And here we have the Yahargul garb, which the 2 hunters prior to the actual entrance of Unseen Village, which we don't technically know about yet, were wearing. The black hooded iron helmet worn by hunters at the Unseen Village. The hunters of Yahargul answer to the village's founders, the School of Mensis. First mention of Mensis, outside of a ritual, but first mention of it as a school. Hunters in name only, these kidnappers wear their black hoods low to shadow their eyes. This helm is made of metal, a rarity for hunter garb, and has high defense, but only against physical attacks. The black garb, same description, a pullover though. Designed primarily to defend from physical attacks, the binding of thick rope serves both to protect its wearer and restrain his foes. Aha! They're kidnappers in origin. And the other ones are similar. I don't much like the hat, but I do quite like the trousers for their defense. Alright, so we've got our kidnapper's pants on. So this tells us, because we saw the 2 hunters sort of by those 2 errant houses to the right of the Grand Cathedral. And they were both wearing Yahargul black garb, black hooded garb. They are likely kidnappers who are taking people back to this village for the ritual of Mensis. These are supposedly the madmen who surreptitiously toil. Oh, that was close. Too close. And right now, it seems to be suspiciously gaunt. There's very few signs of life here. Every indication that some weird shit is going down. Look at this, like... What is this, like a skeleton granite dildo or something? Like, come on. Come on, dogs. What, are you just going to bark at me and then stand over there, dog? Come on. I ain't afraid of using some blood vials. Yep, I knew there was one sneaky feller somewhere. Alright, so we seem to be good there. We have 2 up with this bag man. We do ideally want to aggro them away from him, so let's get out the old pebbles. The backstep light. Okay, gotta remember that for dogs. Backstep light. Come over here, buddy. That was backstep heavy. Let's try to get the visceral kill on this guy. I know it's dangerous, but it'd be some good souls. Yeah, there we go. Alright, how much did I get more than 35? It's not even 35, okay. I guess 2 could have been 35? And we got ourselves a Tonitrus. The Tonitrus is pretty sweet and will take over my secondary weapon slot. Although I am kind of tempted to try the Rifle Spear at some point. Let's read ourselves a Tonitrus, eh? A unique trick weapon crafted by Archibald. First mention of him, the infamous eccentric of the Healing Church workshop, striking this peculiar iron Morningstar flail. Like a match, generates the same blue sparks that blanket a dark beast. Unfortunately, for reasons untold, the hunters of Archibald's time did not fully take to the device. For reasons untold. So I'm not really sure what that suggests, but the origin of dark beasts and electricity is relatively shrouded in mystery. Perhaps that's something for us to look into in our quest towards the dark beasts and towards understanding Izzy and the beggar, you know, the blind man. Alright, so I think we've taken out just about every enemy over here. Maybe not the witch in here, but I think I saw her corpse on the ground earlier. Yes, well, no, that's the bagman. Huh, well, surely we must be safe. So, like, statues are usually just for art, right? But they're also for worship. But I wonder if statue form is like a worship that the old ones need and is facilitated through Amygdala, because it seems very odd that you would keep things like this. You want to keep them secret, yet also build in like gigantic statues of them in your most holy places. Or is it that all Yarnamites look at that as a holy god? Because that's fucking terrifying if that's the case. Alright, time to cash in. Okay, so I think it would be prudent to use some of this to purchase a holy blade. And this is so much, I don't want to buy all of this right now. But it might be pretty solid defenses. Yeah, 90, 90, 100 is good. I'll buy this one as well. It's going to put a damper on our leveling, but I think it will make things easier.
Welcome home, good. What is it? Very well, let me...
Alright, so why don't we bring endurance? I think we want to be higher, because we're doing a good amount of damage with our weapons. Yeah, I think endurance to 23 is what we want to shoot for, especially how much I'm using the
good hunter.
transformed heavy. More stamina freedom would be nice. Okay, so we got the Tonitrus and the blade up to 4. Let's fortify the blade first. I do like thrust plus 73. That's clearly... Oh wait, it has 2 slots. And let's bring that Ludwig Holy Blade out. Alright, so the Holy Blade, the favorite weapon of a lot of players, and for good reason. It attacks are swift and hit hard. It has a really great, I think specifically thrusting attack, like enormous distance there. I think, however, its reach is not quite as good as the Hunter's Axe, but I think that its transformed, or its untransformed version, is much better than the Hunter's Axe. So it's interesting. Alright, let us read about our new weapon. Trick weapon typically used by healing church hunters. It is said that the silver sword was employed by Ludwig, the first hunter of the church. When transformed, it combines with its sheath to form a greatsword. The healing church workshop began with Ludwig, and departed from old German's techniques to provide hunters with the means to hunt more terrifying beasts, and perhaps things still worse. So really, this is just regaling us with the military history of the hunters from Ludwig's, like, most optimistic standpoint. Let's read a bit about the tomb prospectors now. A tire of tomb prospectors who explore the old labyrinth on behalf of the Healing Church. The Healing Church traces its roots to Bergenworth and is therefore aware of the ruins' true importance. They contain much more than mere hunter trinkets. Indeed, they hide the very secrets of the old great ones sought after by those with the insight to imagine greatness. And boy, do they look dope doing it. I mean, look at that, baby. God, that's dope. It's dope. This might be the only outfit that looks cool with Gascoigne's hat. It still doesn't look that cool. Black church hat. Weird. Looks good with the Yharnam Hunter. It's damn good with Hemrick's. There we go. Hemrick in the tombs. Alright, so we're going to try that one out for a bit. I still am partial to my Hunter's Axe. And because we died, we will have to re-equip our tiny hand lantern. So we do have some Chalice Dungeon to explore. And we have gathered up most of what we want in the Hypogean Jail. We have our Moon Rune on. I think it might be time to go into the streets of Yharnam and then into the Chalice Dungeons. The streets of Yharnam, I think there could be a Patches questline, so we'll check that out and see if there is a Patches questline there. We'll do that after a short break here in about 10 or 12 minutes. Well, that took longer than expected. On to... Let's see, we want to go to Cathedral Ward. And then to the streets of Lower Cathedral Ward. Ariana?
Oh, it's not really, sir.
Oh yeah, I haven't used your other one yet. Maybe. Probably nothing new from those blokes. And yeah, I did just call that old lady a bloke. What of it? Sweet new threads. Got a bloodlust in the soul. We'll need the heads-up display for the falling daintily off ledges section coming up here. Can I turn sound effects all the way up or something? No, just voice. Which is fine. Okay, I think this is where our Scuttlebones is. Yep, there he is. And there he goes. And there go we behind him. And there go we behind him. Alright. So I really want to explore the streets. I also really want to explore the workshop. So I think we're going to familiarize ourselves with this a little bit and try to make the jump. What say you? Is the step forward here, you think? I think perhaps this is a trap. Because where do we want to land? We want to land on that. Could be that we step forward from here. Oh, boom. There's a reason it had the notes. Alright, so now we're all healed up. I think we can just drop down to that section. But this is why Papa brings shining coin. No need for bolt paper, we've got doubloons. Well, that's certainly not where we're going to land. That's a little too far away. That's just right. Who said coins are useless? And I think it's interesting, too, just to note that whenever we see notes on the ground, they usually are on a little piece of paper, but they also usually have a mark like this. It could be that they're being held down by coin. Alright. Old Hunter Workshop. Pretty intentionally barred of access. I mean, someone did not want people going back here. Perhaps as a result of the ritual to beckon the moon. Because it looks like it's been blasted up around the edges here. Intentionally sequestered. Hear a little bit of laughing here. I think it's like a nearby woman on the streets below. And we should have some sweet items around here. Let's just, you know, take a walk down memory lane. Got ourselves a lantern. An exact replica of the dream that we're accustomed to. A creepy doll, and a very important item. 1/3 of umbilical cord. Let's take a look at this item real quick. I think it's a consumable. Dangerously, yes. 1/3 of umbilical cord. Notably, doesn't really look like an umbilical cord. An umbilical cord that's dried or that color wouldn't retain a shape like that. It looks more like a fossilized shell. Great relic, also known as the cord of the eye. Every infant great one has this precursor to the umbilical cord. Every great one loses its child and then yearns for a surrogate. The third umbilical cord precipitated the encounter with the pale moon, which beckoned the hunters and conceived the hunter's dream. Used to gain insight, and so they say, eyes on the inside, although no one remembers what that truly entails. So just a big old plot bomb here, and a bunch of misleading terminology and vagary. Pretty fascinating. We're going to come back to this when we get a few more pieces and we have a few more bits of description. An abandoned doll. And I think we also have this interesting hair ornament. I believe this mentions how good it would look. And is it a key item, perhaps? Yes. Yes, it would stand out most brilliantly against a head of grayish hair, not unlike the dolls. Although it has been lost for quite some time, one can still see signs of the care with which this tasteful ornament was once kept. A small, very ordinary hair ornament. I mean, the messengers love adornment, and to revel as babes, perhaps the plain doll wants adornment, and to revel as a babe. And we see another very interesting item, the old hunter bone. Good reason to go for arcane. Bone of an old hunter whose name is lost. It's said that he was an apprentice to old Gehrman and a practitioner of the art of quickening, a technique particular to the first hunters. It's most appropriate that hunters, carriers of the torch, who are sustained by the dream, would tease an old art from his remains. So I'm not exactly sure who this old hunter is, but I do think it's interesting that quickening does refer to like an antiquated medical term for the time at which like a baby becomes ambulatory in womb. And the layout of the hunter's dream does, according to some, appear to mimic a child dangling upside down in utero. Alright, so we could warp back to the dream now, but we've already made half of the dangerous descent. We might as well finish it off by going into the streets and seeing if Patches triggers any dialogue here. I think this is the pile that we want to be on? Maybe? Maybe this is what we want to do? Yeah, there we go. Alright, gotta watch out for this guy. Gonna have an extra healing item equipped. Frustrating that I can't lock on. Don't even need to. Alright, we got our beast rune. Let's take a look at that. Another secret symbol. So now I think our secret symbols outnumber our Carol runes. What by Carol, runesmith of Bergenworth. A transcription of the roar of a labyrinth beast. The bear of the beast rune has accentuated temporary transformation effects. Beast is one of the early Carol runes, as well as one of the first to be deemed forbidden, so perhaps that's what secret means. The discovery of blood entailed the discovery of undesirable beasts. Looks somewhat like a beast claw, looks also somewhat like vermin. And if you had to draw the anatomy of the snakes that burst from the heads of the vermin-infested woodsman, I imagine that you'd trace the spine up to a separation, a hydra-like separation of a bunch of snake heads. And if you were to extract it from one of those hunters in the Forbidden Woods, Forsaken Woods, whatever it's called, I bet you those snakes would have an anatomy very close to that outline there. Didn't notice that before. But the mention of blood discovery entailing discovery of undesirable beasts, I think implies that what's in the blood might also be an undesirable beast. Okay, so we missed that item up there. But we didn't die, and we got into the abandoned workshop first try. Now let's be careful in these streets and try to see if Patches gives us a tonsil stone. I can't wait, he is a Patches line.
A night of curses. A night to remember. Wouldn't you say, friend?
I would, yeah, I'd agree. Very memorable night so far.
Wouldn't you say?
It sounded kind of patchesy. Alright, let's go down here real quick. Oh, hey, bud. Just read that earlier. This is why I read notes. Just some common clothes, but let's read them anyhow. Alright, rumpled Yarnum hat. Common hat cap, well worn, losing its shape. Well worn, damp with sweat. Nothing really to be found here except for commoners. And fucking bagmen. And of course we see bagmen in the most impoverished areas. I bet you that's where they start doing their kidnappings, because no one cares if they go missing. Very insidious indeed. I thought I'd have a chance to visceral there. This disappoints me greatly. Twin Blessed Shards, thank you. We see a butcher, a couple of butchers, out on an evening butcher's walk. You know, butchers out there will understand. Every good butcher needs a good evening walk. Oh, hey, buddy. These guys are actually wearing beast-hide masks. Pretty terrifying. Alright, so that was the other opening of the alley. Let's make sure there are no items or doors that we can knock on. Madman's knowledge here. Okay. So I think there's a decent chance that there's a Patches dialogue. Might have to have a certain amount of insight. In fact, let's start using some of the insight mechanics, huh? Just to be sure, let's check with 14 insight. I doubt that this will change very much, but might as well check.
Wouldn't you say?
Any other lanterns? Here's a lamp, but does not look like a window or door I can knock at. This is where we were going to get ambushed by the bagman. There's no window or door through there. None through there, so we have really only one alternate route. And we have another bagman. Let's try out some thrust attack, huh? Ooh. It's not a bagman. Despicable alertness. Close. Uh-oh. Really? It's a daft, very deft side. Oh, fuck. Ah, come on. I'm an idiot for using all my insight, but I am getting very lucky right now. I should just man up and use the item, the weapon I'm most comfortable with. Whew. That was almost devastatingly bad. Ooh. Okay. Well, no one to interact with down here. Ooh, a Fireblood gemstone, though. That'll go nicely on the Tonitrus. That's all for now, folks. Although I think that this does lead us to an area that gives us access to an item that we passed up earlier. Big ol' elevator. Big elevator. The biggest in town. Thick Cold Blood 6. Yeah, not terrible. Wouldn't exactly say worth it. Is this still Henriette? It is. Yeah, baby. Alright, I'm not sure where Eileen will be now. But I think her next engagement might just be, what's his name? The Bloody Crow? Whew, that was a close one too. Fortunately, my defenses have gotten slightly stronger. Alright, so now we've gone as high as we can to Upper Cathedral Ward, as low as we can to into Lower Cathedral Ward. We've gone into Old Yarnum and beat Bloodstarved Beast. We've gone into the Hypogean jail, but we have not yet beat Dark Beast Carl. And to be honest, we probably won't anytime soon. That guy's hard. So the next thing for us to do would technically be Vicar Amelia. However, we've just been given a lot of incentive to go into the Chalice Dungeon, and we should get in while the getting's good. And after all, I'm dressed for the part. There, and I don't think we need Beast. I think we're going to stick with Air, Lake, and Moon. Souls, and defense. That's what I'm all about. Alright, so next episode, which will happen tomorrow, we're going to head into the Chamber of the Seal, the very first level of the very first challenge dungeon, the first exposure to the old labyrinth, and show how gameplay mechanics and like auxiliary systems can really aid when you are building a grindy video game. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, or don't if you don't want to, and I'll see you next time.